With everything that's been happening in the media with women speaking out about abuse, I thought it would be fitting that we talk about signs of an unhealthy and toxic relationship. Any type of abuse is never acceptable in any relationship. Signs of an unhealthy relationship can include constant criticism, lack of trust, communication problems, controlling behavior, emotional, physical, or sexual abuse, and feeling of being constantly unhappy or trapped. It's important to prioritize open communication and have a mutual respect in a healthy relationship. Let's talk more about how to identify if you are in an unhealthy or toxic relationship. Emotional abuse is one of the most common types of abuse that can be difficult to identify. It is just as damaging and debilitating as physical abuse. Emotional abuse can be defined as patterns of behavior aimed at controlling, manipulating, or undermining someone's emotional well-being. This can include constant criticism, humiliation, intimidation, or other tactics that cause emotional harm. Emotional abuse can also look like ignoring your partner when they are trying to communicate with you, dismissing their thoughts and feelings, and invalidating their emotions and experiences. An emotionally abusive person may also use personal or vulnerable information that you share with them and will later bring it up to hurt you. Abuse is also characterized by someone that's shaming you. They will identify all the nice things that they've done for you and say things like, "What about all the things I did to help around the house and with the kids?" They will often say or make you feel ungrateful for what they have done for you. A person will also use fear or intimidation tactics to control the relationship by withholding affection, not taking accountability for their actions, and often plays the victim. They immediately become defensive when you bring up concerns or emotions. They are unwilling to listen to you, or they invalidate your feelings. You will also feel punished when you bring up your emotions. If your partner refuses to take accountability or apologize, this will cause a significant problem in your relationship because the person lacks understanding and empathy. They don't care to try to see things from your perspective, and they will blame you for their behavior. No one can make you respond to a behavior. You are the only one that can control your behavior. It is extremely unhealthy if you find yourself being fearful and avoid bringing up your feelings or certain topics due to fear that they will become physically or verbally aggressive. The relationship is extremely unsafe when these behaviors begin to negatively impact your emotional and physical well-being. Constant criticism is often a primary sign of emotional abuse in a relationship. It is abusive if a person is constantly criticizing you when you make mistakes or tries to find errors in your behavior. Negative criticism is often aggressive and hurtful. If your partner uses phrases like, "You can't ever do anything right," "Are you stupid?" or if they often compare you to other people by saying, "My ex-boyfriend or girlfriend knew how to make my favorite meal, why can't you?" If your partner often makes you feel inferior or intelligent, this can also be a form of emotional abuse. Constantly making negative comments about your appearance is also another form of criticism. Your partner should provide you with constructive criticism in a kind way while using appropriate communication. Control is another primary sign of emotional abuse. Signs of controlling behavior would be requiring that you ask permission to spend time with friends, family, or running errands. Always needing to know where you are and with whom. Your partner requires you to have your location on. They may place a tracker on your vehicle, or they frequently check to make sure that you are where you say that you are. They don't want you to go anywhere without him or her. They often invade your privacy by listening to your conversations or reading your messages. This may also present as financial control. If your partner tells you, "I control all the money because I make all the money," or they don't want you to have access to financial documents, accounts, or money. Now, if you have a history of mismanaging the family funds, this is a different type of situation. A controlling partner may also try to control what you wear, demands passwords to your phone or social media. Isolation is a huge red flag for a toxic relationship. Your partner constantly tries to keep you isolated from family and friends. They may try to turn you against family or friends or convince you to have a negative perspective or feelings towards them. They will make you feel guilty when you try to have communications or interactions with friends or family. This partner will also try to convince you that it's best that it just be the two of you, or that they are the only person that matters or that you need. They make you feel like you have no one else to talk to in your life. One of the next signs of emotional abuse is manipulation. A person who is a good manipulator will always have an excuse for everything. Anytime you question them, or you feel like things don't add up, or you're trying to get clarity, they get angry and defensive. They will respond by asking, "You don't trust me?" They will feed you nonsense. They will tell you that you're overreacting. They are good at shifting the blame. This person will blame it on you. They may say that you're always trying to start a fight. They will often use guilt as a form to manipulate you to get you to remain in the relationship. They may even go to the extreme of telling you that I will unalive myself, or if I can't have you, no one else will have you. Please do not ever stay in a relationship out of fear. If they are truly experiencing a mental health crisis, the only thing that you can do is to support them to call 911 and recommend professional assistance. Gaslighting is also a form of emotional abuse and manipulation, where a person tries to make someone doubt their perceptions, memories, experiences, reality, and/or sanity. And many of you have heard the term often associated with narcissism, but please note that a person can gaslight you without being a narcissist, but a narcissist will often gaslight you. A gaslighter may use denial, contradiction, and manipulation to create confusion, which makes the victim question their reality. They will often deny things that they have said or done, and often make you feel like you didn't hear or experience it. Or they will try to convince you that the incident did not happen, especially when you provide proof or receipts. They will minimize their words or actions by saying it's just a joke or you're being sensitive. A gaslighter will also shift the blame and tell you that it's all your fault. Jealousy and being accusatory are huge red flags of a toxic relationship. So please be very aware of a jealous partner. Your partner will often accuse you of flirting or cheating with other people for no reason. They don't allow you to be friends with people of the opposite sex. They start asking your family and friends about you when they haven't heard from you for an extended period of time. They may also be afraid to bring you around other people or their friends out of fear that someone else is going to take you from them. This person may also not support your dreams or goals when you share your plan with them. Verbal abuse is defined as using words to harm, threaten, or manipulate another person. It can include insults, yelling, name-calling, belittling, or using any language to degrade or control someone. Verbal abuse can significantly impact your mental health. This person will use tone and fear to control you. Examples of verbal abuse would be making fun of you, saying things such as "you're stupid," "you're crazy," "you're worthless," or someone belittling you and saying that you're a failure, you won't amount to anything, or that no one will want you. They may try to purposely humiliate you or criticize you, especially in a public setting. You may feel like you can never do anything right or that you're not good enough.
I'm your wife! I'm your wife! And you cannot do this to me! You cannot do this to me anymore!
Physical abuse is defined as the intentional use of force that causes injury or bodily harm to another person. It involves any form of violence such as hitting, slapping, punching, kicking, throwing items, or any actions that cause physical harm. Physical abuse in any relationship is never okay, and I cannot stress this enough. I know some of you see this behavior in the relationships with friends, family, or even amongst celebrities, but please know that this is not acceptable. You should never, under any circumstances, let anyone put their hands on you. And this is dangerous because physical abuse can often lead to mortality. They are also demonstrating that they completely disregard your safety and well-being. I've heard many women losing pregnancies because of the mom and or baby sustaining significant injuries from physical abuse. If you are in a relationship where your partner is unable to manage their emotions and communicate effectively without becoming verbally aggressive or abusive, this is very toxic. If a person triggers you to the point where you cannot control your emotions, you definitely need to remove yourself from the situation or relationship immediately. You will never be able to have a relationship if there is any type of abuse.